Hi, my name is Gretchen, and in this video I am going to demonstrate how you can apply a faux I-cord edging to your machine knitting after it's already worked up. So as you can see, I have a sample here made, and I'm going to go ahead and start hanging an I-cord edging on this edge. Now, as you'll see, I'm going to work it with the right side of the piece facing me. You can work it either direction. It just, of course, changes the look of the edging depending on what you choose. So I'm starting here. Typically with an I-cord, you do 3 to 5 needles. I'm starting with 6. Since this is a faux I-cord, it's going to wrap a little bit more. You can, of course, have a fewer needles, although I wouldn't necessarily do more than 6. And in order to do my edging, I have my E-wrap cast on. You can see a video for that if you need it. I have my machine set to the same tension that I worked my piece in. If I were working and edging on this side instead of the edge, if I were doing the bottom or the top, I might set my tension down one. But since I'm doing the side, I'm going to leave my tension set. And of course, my carriage is just in stockinette. So in order to do the edging, what you need to do is get your single transfer tool, and then you can see at the edge of the piece, I just work this normally, so I have kind of the bobble of every other row and kind of that bar between them. I'm just going to go ahead and hang the bar on my transfer tool and transfer it to that leftmost needle. So now, as you can see, I have 1 stitch from my sample hung, and my 6 stitches working. This is a tongue twister. And then I'm going to go ahead and just knit that row. And now, again, I have still 6 stitches on here. Since I haven't weighted it yet, I'm going to go ahead and move my needles out and then work it again. So, as you can see, I just worked 2 rows. Now that I've worked 2 rows, I'm going to go ahead and hang the next bar from my work. Again, you are really hanging every other row onto the I-cord edging, so this is why you choose the bars between the bobbles. Go ahead and stick my transfer tool in, transfer that to that final needle. I'll go ahead and push them all out since I haven't weighted my work yet. Knit, and then knit back. Sorry, my camera work's not perfect. It's hard because it's basically in my lap. So now I've hung 2 stitches, and then I'm just going to go ahead and complete this process where I just take the bar between the bobbles, hang it on my final stitch, and work 2 rows, and then repeat. And then I will also show you how to do it if you've made a slip stitch edging for your work. Okay, now as you can see, I've worked a little bit further on my I-cord, and I actually changed edgings on this piece halfway through. And as you can see, it's now that slip stitch edging instead of your regular edging. In order to do the slip stitch edging, it's even simpler because all you need to do is slide your transfer tool through the farthest out bar of your slip stitch, pull it through, and then work 2 rows. You can see I also have my work weighted now. Again, just hang that further bar and work 2 rows. Now, what's really nice about this edging is that it goes nicely around corners, so you don't have to necessarily stop your edging when you reach the top of your piece. Although you probably will have to rehang your weights a little bit. Anyway, you can see here, I think this is my last side stitch, and now I'm reaching the top of my piece. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set my machine tension just a little bit down so that it knits a bit tighter. And then I'm going to go ahead and, instead of choosing the sidebar here, I did a latch tool cast off, and I'm going to go ahead and put my transfer tool through both sides of the latch tool cast off, but otherwise the process is exactly the same. I'm just going to go ahead and hang it on that final needle and then knit 2 rows. Again, put it through both bars, hang it on the final needle. This is when you might want to start moving your weight over a little bit, and then knit 2 rows. And you can just continue like that all the way around your work. Okay, and now as you can see, I am working the edging where I have the wrong side of the fabric facing me, so the opposite direction I was working before. And I'm also working on the E-wrap cast on side, so I just thought I'd show you that as well. With the E-wrap cast on side, it's easy to find one kind of yarn wrap at the bottom of each stitch, and that's what I would go ahead and hang on your needle. And again, you can just work 2 rows across, find the next, and then go ahead, and then still again when you come to the corner you can go ahead and just keep working as long as you make sure to rehang your weight. And as you can see here, this is another regular edging, so I'm just going to go ahead and go between, grab the bars between the bobbles and move my tension back up to my normal knitting tension level. Oops. And here you can see my yarn got cut up. However, that's how you do the I-cord edging applied after you've worked your piece.